Hey coach, what do I eat or avoid for better heart health? And what are some ways I can reduce my risk of heart disease through diet? Hi everybody, this is David, your health coach at PartnerMD in Richmond, Virginia. With heart disease as one of the top causes of death in the country, improving cardiovascular disease risk becomes important for all of us. But there can be a lot of confusion around the kinds of foods that can help reduce your risk for heart disease versus those that can raise your risk. So today I'd like to talk about a few kind of superfoods, you might call them, some top 6 foods that can help reduce your risk for cardiovascular disease, as well as some general categories of foods to try to reduce in your diet if your goal is to lower your risk for heart disease. Number 1 is salmon. If you're looking to include some additional protein in your diet, get some dietary vitamin D, which is hard to come by, or just reduce some inflammation, there are a few better foods than salmon, or fish products in general. Salmon also contains what are called essential fats. These fats are things that our body cannot manufacture, but that our body needs to help reduce inflammation. Number 2, blueberries. Blueberries are one of the most antioxidant and nutrient-rich fruits out there. So why are antioxidants important? I think of oxidation as kind of like rust on a ship, which it really technically is. Exposure to oxygen and oxygen processes in our body can produce kind of a rust or damage over time. We can just call it that. But blueberries, as an antioxidant and other antioxidants in our body, can help be like a rust removal, which is really helpful for our blood vessels, right? So reducing damage, reducing inflammation, those types of things in our blood vessels. Number 3, greens. A lot of these greens, which under the category greens, I might include things like kale, spinach, mustard greens, arugula, these types of things. They all contain sort of a natural form of nitric oxide, once again, so they help open up blood vessels, which is usually a good thing to lower blood pressure. Of course, they're also great sources of vitamin A in some ways, or a version of vitamin A that can be helpful for our health, which is an antioxidant. And they also contain vitamin K, which is often recommended for reducing blood clotting. And if that weren't enough, these greens contain folate, which, if you hear folate, think foliage. A lot of your leafy greens have folate, which is a B vitamin, helpful for neurological health, but also for lowering homocysteine in our body, which is a byproduct that often gets measured around cardiovascular risk. So if we can lower homocysteine, it's usually a good thing. Number 4, Greek yogurt. Another great lean protein source. Greek yogurt has high amounts of calcium, again, protein, and it's a fermented food, which means it helps feed in some good bacteria into our bodies. Those helpful bacteria that live in our intestines and some of the areas of our mucous membranes. The more we realize that they're really just our helpers. They can help synthesize vitamins for us, like biotin, improving our intestinal health, reducing intestinal permeability, autoimmune issues, all kinds of wonderful things. So yogurt helps kind of replenish some of those populations of bacteria. Number 5, steel-cut oats. This grain seems to have distinct benefits when it comes to improving cholesterol ratios, maybe even blood sugar. The outer membrane of the oat is fibrous and acts kind of like a broom to kind of sweep things through our bodies. If you have any constipation, things like that, steel-cut oats could help with that. But also if we ingest cholesterol in a meal, including fibers like these oats, can help just brush the cholesterol out of our bodies and we never end up absorbing it. So it can help reduce cholesterol through diet. Oats also contain what are called Beta-Glucans, another kind of fiber that helps slow down blood sugar increases. That's hugely helpful. And a lot of these oats can contain important minerals like zinc and selenium, which are important for immune health and thyroid health and all kinds of other great functions in our bodies. Number 6, olives and olive oil. Olives and olive oil are high in what are called monounsaturated fats, which provide some fluidity to our cell membranes, make them a little bit more elastic. It also has vitamin E, a vitamin that assists with thinning of the blood, as well as functioning again as an antioxidant. It's also somewhat anti-inflammatory, olive oil, and it could be because of the presence of what they call omega-9 fats that are also in olive oil too. So try to include some of that in your diet. It's one of the better oils to cook with or throw on your salad. For improved heart health, you might want to cut out some of the following sources. One area to focus on are, as we mentioned before and indicated before, carbs and sugars, right? Given the connection between heart health and metabolic syndrome, it's good for many of us to reduce our carbohydrate intake, at least reducing grains and sugar intake. Consuming these sort of fast-acting carbs like breads and sweets and sugars and things like that can cause our blood sugar to go up quickly and a lot. So sugars age you. That's one way to think about it. It's good to kind of keep those blood sugar fluctuations to a minimum for a heart risk as well as for a number of other areas. Another simple but not always easy area to focus on is reducing trans fats in our diet. These are quite pro-inflammatory, seem more like saturated fats, and most often occur in processed foods. I'd watch out for any food that contains the words in the ingredients hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils. That word usually means that the oils have been altered so that they will last a long time on the shelf and not go bad, which could be a good thing, I guess, but generally that makes the oil more stable, more solid, more like plastic actually in real life, if you were to just set it on a table to look at. If you find yourself eating a lot of beef, cheese, other kinds of foods like that contain saturated fats, try to bump up some of the unsaturated so you have a good balance there, and maybe reduce the saturated a little bit. That does tend to help with a balance there. So that means reducing the animal product intake a little bit while bumping up polyunsaturated fats like the aforementioned olive oil, nut butters, seeds, those types of things. All pretty healthy oils and fats that taste pretty good and then actually help create some more balance in your cell membranes. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this content, please feel free to like and subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions, comment below, and you can also follow us on Facebook. Thanks again. Have a great day.